further downstream, that roadway was undercut by the moving water, and it must have been very high through here. Results from a washout. You'll notice these metal posts right here by the road, completely bent over. Alright, so today we're taking a little trip from downriver to upriver to just look at some uprooted trees from the flood this spring. You can see how the water's going around that tree there in the middle. There's a couple trees over there. There's one tree behind all those sticks there I would like to show you. When the water was up high, there was water all across that flat. So stay tuned, we're gonna mosey on up the river here. Some deer, and you can see along the riverbank that dark soil that's been cut new when the flood came through. And there's a whole mess of trees and the different islands, we'll call them, of river rock deposited as the river came through. You can see the river went straight ahead of us, turned that corner, went to the right side of that tree, and the water was here. You'll see all the mud and sand left behind. I can't get much closer because it's sort of a cliff here. Right down there is some more mud, and you can see how the water swooshed through and deposited it. This sandbar island is always here, although I think it's a little bigger, but you can definitely see trees deposited on it. And just up the road here, we'll stop, and you might recognize this area. This is where we saw some elk earlier this year. Well, the river's really flowing over across the way. You can see those downed trees. And there's a mess of them right there too. Just got clogged up. And the water was really high, maybe a foot from coming up here onto the road earlier. And that hill over there is where we saw some elk earlier this year. That's a lot of trees. But I guess it makes good habitat for animals and things. Continuing upriver, more downed trees. There's trees lining the river. Across the bank here you can see that sand and silt that was deposited. That big old tree. Erosion into the sunset here. Remember when this was flooding, that whole middle island was covered with water. And water was way up on that. Just looks like the normal river now.